Hi, welcome to my channel Data Engineering, and today we are going to discuss about the roadmap for big data engineering. And in recent days, like so many of them have asked me like how to start with data engineering, and especially how to start with big data engineering. So if you are looking for a career change, and data engineering is a very good choice to pick. And if you are very new to this particular field and you are like planning to change to this data engineering domain, and you will be getting a lot of questions, right? Like how to start, where to start. So I've just created this customized roadmap for you, and I will explain you. I'll just go through these steps. In total, I'm having 8 steps, and you can see here like I have specified the duration. So like you can just sit 2 hours daily, and you can prepare for your data engineering role, so that it will just take only 2 months for you to complete the complete stuff of prerequisites and the actual thing for data engineering. Okay, let me go through by step. And this is Gautam, and I'm working as a data engineer. So I'll be explaining you this content now. Fine. The very first thing, data engineering. When we say data engineering, like people used to think it's only big data engineering, but it's not like that. Any data related technology that you go ahead and you work with it, and you are a data engineer. You work for Oracle, you work for Informatica, some Ab initio, some ETL tools, or you're still a data engineer. But the data engineer, when we say data engineering, under data engineering, the modern spec is big data. So if you are in a place to choose a new career, or you want to just switch from your existing, like people used to come from mainframes, testing, support, and you just wanted to enter into data engineering. And data engineering, under data engineering, you have so many tech stacks. As I told you, not only big data, we have other data technologies as well. But in data engineering, picking up big data is a demanded skill. So that's the reason like people used to say data engineering means big data. It's not actually the true statement. Like since it has the demand, people used to think like that. So but I recommend in data engineering, I'll recommend you to go for big data tech stack only. Okay, so let's start here. So the very first thing, like what you have to start with, is Linux. So here the big data environment is completely Linux based. It supports Windows, but thing is that is just for a support they have given. But in real time, the complete big data environment and setup will be get installed on top of the Linux environment only. So it's always good to have Linux knowledge, and any flavor of operating system you can install in your machine, like Linux. In Linux we have Ubuntu, Red Hat, SUSE, CentOS. So any OS you can install. You practice with the basic shell commands, and shell scripting is wide enough, and it hardly takes you like 1 week of time for you to spend just to learn Linux. And so the very first step is completed, and the second step, learn SQL. So database language, so RDBMS, relational database management system. So SQL is very important here, because and what level of SQL is important. If you see like create, insert, delete, joins, subqueries, and that's wide enough. And queries like ranking and row num functions. So these are some range based functions. So that's enough. You don't want to go for trigger stored procedures. We don't have such requirements in big data. So SQL based some tools we have in big data, and for that reason only we are asking people to have SQL as their prerequisite. So for this, you can install any of the RDBMS database like MySQL and Oracle, and you can practice some basic SQLs. So I'll prefer you to go for MySQL database flavor of SQL. Okay, so the SQL what you type in MySQL is little bit different what you type in Oracle. So I'll recommend you to go for MySQL's SQL. Just install MySQL, practice some basic SQL, and if you're already aware of Linux and SQL, you can skip these 2 steps. Okay, so the second part is done. So again, for learning SQL, it will just take 2 to 3 days. It's wide enough for you to complete the topics what I told you, right? Only you can concentrate on that. And third step is learning programming languages. So this is something like people used to be like worried, but I'm strongly telling you that you don't want to get a panic, or you don't want to worry, because programming language is one of the must thing that developer should know, whether you are into data or outside data, because programming language became a basic prerequisite for many of the tech stack. And when you take programming languages in big data, 3 leading programming languages are there: Java, Python, and Scala. So out of this, you can pick any one. So it's not mandatory that I have to learn all. It's not required. You can pick any one out of this three, and then you can just Java or Python or Scala. Just pick any one. And the topics what you need to cover in these languages, the core, the basics is very enough. So you don't want to go for if you pick Java, people used to think whether I need to learn UI, a web interface, or network programming, or any other additional window based application programming. You don't want to learn such things. Even threads are not required. So what you want to learn, I have made a separate video called programming languages for data engineering. So I have given that link in the description box of this video. You can just go ahead and see, like I have mentioned, what are all the topics required for you to learn. But again, I will just give you the topics here as well. So you need to know, for example, if you pick Java, you need to know like what is Java, the architecture of Java, advantages, disadvantages, and so on. So the use cases, and then move on to variables, data types, if loop, for loop, the conditional statements and loopings, and then coming to OOPS concepts. So you have that 7 OOPS concepts: class, object, inherit, and so on. So and then collections like map, list, set, JDBC connectivity program, and then string handling, exception handling. That's it. And file handling. Only these topics are enough for you to jump into any data related technologies. And for this, hardly it will take 1 week a time. I can say you 1 week, 2 hours daily, 1 week to 10 days. It's wide enough for you to just learn programming languages. Okay. And that is hardly enough. So you can tell me, like I'm not telling this for a specific area of people. I'm not explaining this roadmap for a SQL developer. I'm not explaining this roadmap for a programmer. I'm not explaining this for a cloud developer. I'm just explaining the roadmap very common that anyone can pick. Even a fresher can able to use this roadmap, whatever I'm explaining here. Fine. So the third step is completed. Next, fourth step, entering into big data tech stack. So in big data, you have so many tech stacks, but in real time, what actually we are using is HDFS, Hive, these two components from Hadoop, and then Spark Batch and Spark SQL. So these two components from Spark. So there is only two framework we use in real time. Hadoop and Spark in big data we are using. So in Hadoop, HDFS and Hive is very widely used, and then in Spark, Spark Batch and Spark SQL. So only these four tech stack is wide enough as a very beginner and very newcomer to this field. So these four topics are wide enough for you to work even in the projects at the day one. Okay, so here I just want you to recommend something. So I have a video called "What is Big Data." I will recommend you to watch this video. So I'm just giving these video links in the description box of this video. As part of this roadmap, you have to take a look on those video as well. And then second, I was unboxing the Hadoop framework. In Hadoop, we have HDFS Hive. So means we are not only having HDFS and Hive. In Hadoop framework, we have almost like 8 to 9 components, out of which only two is enough for you to get start. Okay, even in real time, we are using only these two. Maybe you can check with any of your big data developer friends or connections in your LinkedIn what tech stack they are using. By default, they will be telling you all these four, and they will no one can remove anything from these four, but they can add something newly. But these four components will be default in any projects you go. Okay, and if some people are very much already aware of what is big data tech stack, some people can ask me, what about NoSQL database? Okay, I have not included that here because out of 10 projects, only 2 or 3 projects will use NoSQL. And even NoSQL you can learn even entering into the project. That is not going to be the very strong component in your interview conversation. Okay, so okay, coming back to the list of videos what you have to see for this step 4, to get start with the step 4. So I have explained what is big data, 40 minutes video. I'll recommend you to completely watch that video. That will give you an overall understanding of what is big data. Even a fresher can able to understand that, and this will be your very first video to get started with big data. And second, Hadoop framework. So I have just explained each and every component in Hadoop as like a one liner. So that is very much important for you to look into it. And then again, the same way, I have there is a video Spark introduction. Again, in Spark also I have explained each and every component of Spark and the one liner, and also some kind of an introduction I have given. So these 3 videos I will highly recommend you to watch, okay, before getting into deeper into these concepts. Okay, and for Hive, Spark Batch, Spark SQL, again I have a video. So the playlist links are there in the description box. For Spark I have a separate playlist, for Hive I have a separate playlist, and for Hadoop also I have a separate playlist where you can pick all the where you can find all these topics. If 1 or 2 topics was not there in my channel, just you can check with some other channels or some other in Google you can check. But for sure, I'm telling you, as a whole concepts of topics of big data, I'm gonna soon upload a lot of videos in my channel. Please stay in touch with my channel and the playlist. Okay, so now you are into this and you are practicing all this, and even I have a video for Hadoop installation. I have a video for Spark installation. So these like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos are wide enough for you to get start working on the samples, and you can start learning on the stuffs. So these 5 videos are really very helpful for you to kick starting the stuff. Okay, the next thing, gather knowledge on ETL concepts. Okay, what is ETL concepts? So in we have ETL, extract, transform, load. ETL is something like data warehouse. So in data warehousing, we have some concepts. So these concepts you have to very well aware of. So the ETL concepts are general. It's not specific to big data or specific to any other existing technology. It's a common. For example, what is data replication? And what is lambda architecture, and what is type, like we have like different types of data that has been get categorized in the data warehouse. So what types of data, what is type 1, type 2, type 3? So what is mean by types of type 2 data? We used to say sometimes this table has type 2 data, and sometimes people used to think what is type 2. Even though he's a big data developer, he used to be very familiar with data warehouse concepts, but this is not going to be a very important, this is not going to plays a very important role in your job search or in your interview or even in the real time work. But knowing the concepts will help you to understand the requirement very easily. Just Google for ETL concepts, data warehouse concepts. You will get some blogs or books. Just go through it. That's what I just wanted to tell. All data related terms, as I told you, what is data replication, what is data normalization, what is data denormalizations. So something like that. Okay, and then moving on to step 6. Okay, cloud. So basics of cloud. So in we have some cloud providers like AWS and Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud. So pick any one. I will recommend you to go for AWS or Google Cloud, which where they are like in demand in market. And these cloud computing is again it's act as a side dish. So big data and data engineering is your main dish. So knowing cloud computing will always act as a combo technology. That's it, and it's just a side dish. So just you can explore that. I have the complete playlist of AWS videos as well. I'm just sharing that in the description box of this video. And again, sixth point is something that you don't have much time or something like that, then you can skip this. But this will act as a combo. And if you see my combo, my resume title will be like this: Big Data with AWS Developer. So this is what my title in my resume. So this will act as a really good combo. But usage of cloud is like literally increasing nowadays, so knowing this will be an added advantage for you. And then moving on to step number 7. Okay, so working on project challenges and optimizations. Okay, so like you will be starting working on some use cases, some projects, some real times. Once you have done with step number 4, then you will be moving on to work with some real projects with small amount of data that you have. So here in the interview, our point of view on the candidate is not how you are explaining the project. So that is not what we are actually looking into it. So what actually we are trying to get from you is just explain your project architecture in just 2 minutes. And what else you have to explain me a lot is the challenges what you have faced and the performance optimization what you have done. So that is what we are expecting from you. Because what you will say, like a project architecture will be like this: there was a source and we migrated to destination, and we write this Spark jobs, we write Hive jobs, and this is what everyone will do. What challenges you have faced and what optimizations you have done, so that is what required. So you have to just check in Google, list of Hive optimization, list of Spark optimization, list of Hadoop optimization. Just take some topics and work on those pieces and add that in your resume. Will really give you a very good view for the interviewer. Okay, so getting selected, the resume selection is very easy, that anyone can do, because HR will not check all those stuff. So when it comes to the technical person, right? So we'll be much concentrated on your performance optimization challenges, not the project architecture what you're going to explain, because that the same tech stack is what everybody is using, right? So that is very important thing to notice. And I'm going to make a separate set of videos on this step number 7 soon. Okay, just touch with my playlist. I'm already, the contents already. It's just I have to make a video and upload. So that is what it's still in my queue, but I'm going to do a lot of things in the step number 7. And then when it comes to step number 8, prepare your resume. and attend interviews. Okay, at the end of second month, so the duration, so at the end of second month, you can start preparing your resume. So I'm already started making a video how to prepare a data engineer resume. So soon in a week from now, I'm going to upload that video as well. So that in that video, I'll be explaining how to make a resume and how to project yourself in the interview. So that will be a lengthier video, but I'm sure that I'll recommend highly to watch that video as well. But I'm just telling you, like, prepare your CV by end of the second month of your preparation, everything is done. So for sure, just build your own encouragement, and then be brave and start attending interviews by preparing and resume. Just upload it, just attend, give a call. See, like, everybody will have a dream company, right? So a lot of people I've seen that even after they are done with their big data course, or they do it for 6 months, even 1 year, but still they will be hesitate to attend interviews. The only thing what they used to say, what they used to ask me is, am I ready? You are always ready. See, you have done everything. Only when you go to the project, right, for sure, I'm telling you this. Most of my people who I have helped them to enter into data engineering, they just called me and said, after I'm getting into the project, I didn't feel anything different. That's what they told me. The same life cycle is what happening, and the same thing, only the tech stack was different, and that's it. So this is the, you will be feeling very comfortable once you enter into the projects. Okay, so people will be there to guide you, people will be there to teach you. So that is how. So the day one, they will not ask you, here is your laptop, sit here, write me 200 lines of code and 45 lines of SQL query. No one will tell you like that. So that's a reality. Even experienced people have this question. So that is the thing, because technology is new, so people are very panic. So you don't want to get panic and all. So just complete your CV by end of your preparation, and then upload your resume to job portals and start attending interviews. So I'm sure that you will not be means I'm telling the reality. I'm sure, like, you will not be get clicked immediately in the first two interviews. If it happens, then yeah, I will be very happy for you. But those two three interviews will give you the experience on how to attend next interview, right? So don't waste your time. So once you have done with your preparation, start attending. Sometimes what people will do, they will just think for 1 year, and then they will start, then they will fail for three times, then they will learn from the failure. But what I'm trying to tell you, don't wait for 1 year to 2 years just to see the failure. Anyway, like, the worst thing what will get is failure. Then you can step in immediately, right? So then learn from failures and then start getting into the success. So, and this roadmap is very common, and there is no experience based. I'm not explaining. Even for fresher to 15 years of experience candidates, they can use this roadmap to start their learning the big data stuff. And then like, when it comes to the step number 6, as I told you, the you can skip this if you want, but if you really have the time to continue, I have the videos for AWS and Google Cloud I'm uploading. You can just stay in touch with my playlist, or you can go ahead with any YouTube channel or Google, you can search for it and you can start learning on the stuff. So as I told you, step number 7, again I'm gonna make a video. And step number 8, as I told you, this video is almost ready, how to prepare CV and how to project yourself. So I'm gonna upload soon in a week from now. And the interview questions is also in my upcoming series. I'm going to make these videos and I'm going to upload it soon. So stay in touch with my playlist and my videos. And if you have any doubts regarding this, so you can contact via my LinkedIn. I have given my LinkedIn in the description box of the video, or you can contact me via my Instagram. So I have given that also in my description box, or you can contact me through my email ID, a2isknowledge.com@gmail.com. So you can contact me through via that. So if you have any other doubts, like how to get started with the data engineering stuff and what extra I have to do, so those things I will be there to guide you always. Except some please, apologies, my apologies, I expect some delay from my message, but sure, I will be replying to everyone. And thanks for watching this video. If you really like this video, please do subscribe channel and forward this to your friends and colleague. And please do a favor for me, just share this in your LinkedIn post, so that I'll be getting more support from you and your audience and from your connections. So thanks for watching Data Engineering channel.